St. Joseph's College for Women, Autonomous, Vishakhapatnam. Welcome to St. Joseph's open web-based learning platform, So Learn, for a soulful and enriching e-learning experience. Hello everyone, I am Dr. P. Ramani Lata, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, St. Joseph's College for Women, Vishakhapatnam. In this video, I am going to explain elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is defined as the responsiveness of the quantity demanded of a good to changes in one of the variables on which demand depends. So elasticity of demand means we know what is law of demand. Law of demand means there is an inverse relation between price of the commodity and the quantity demanded. For example, when price decrease to 10 rupees to 2 rupees, what is the percentage change in price of the commodity? So 10 rupees to 2 rupees. So there is a change in the price of the commodity. So when price falls to this much, what is the change in quantity demanded? For example, when price decreased to 10 rupees to 2 rupees, then the quantity demanded has increased from 10 to 100. So there is much change in demand. So elasticity of demand explains that what is the percentage change in quantity demanded in relation to the percentage change in price. So we can say that it is the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in one of the variables on which demand depends. So for example, when coming to price elasticity, we see the difference or we see the relation between the price and quantity demanded. When it comes to income elasticity, the quantity demanded depends on the income of the consumer. So percentage change in income of the consumer and quantity demanded. And cross elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand means uh, relation between the price of the commodity of X commodity with Y when X and Y are substitute goods. Okay, then that is cross elasticity of demand. So anyway, elasticity of demand means what? It is a responsiveness of the quantity demanded of a good to change in one of the variable. One of the variables means we have number of variables that determine the demand of the commodity. So what are the variables? Price of the commodity, income of the consumer, uh, prices of substitute goods, prices of complementary goods, taste and preference of the consumer. So important variables are these three: price, income and cross. Okay, so elasticity of demand means elasticity, how much change in quantity demanded in response to change in price. Price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand is a measure of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a commodity to a change in its price. According to the law of demand, there is an inverse relation between quantity demanded and price of the commodity. So when there is a change in price, that means when price falls, the quantity demanded increases, and when price rises, then the quantity demanded decreases. We know there is a opposite relation or inverse relation. But elasticity of demand explains that how much change in price of the commodity leads to how much change in quantity demanded. How much means what percentage? What percentage change in price leads to what percentage change in quantity demanded? So coming to the formula, ED is equal to delta Q by Q into 100 divided by delta P divided by delta. delta P divided by P into 100 is equal to delta Q divided by delta P into P by Q. So this is the final formula. Delta Q by delta divided by delta P into P by Q is the final formula. So what is delta Q? Delta Q means change in quantity demanded. Delta P means change in price. P means initial or base price. Q means initial or base quantity. So initial or base price, P means what? For example, when price is 10 rupees, the quantity demanded is 20. So P is 10, quantity demanded is 20. Okay. Then delta Q and delta P means, delta Q means, for example, when price has reduced to 10 rupees to 1 rupee, then the quantity demanded has increased to 20 to 100 according to the law of demand. So what is the change in quantity demanded? Initial price is 20, changed price is changed quantity is 100. So 100 minus 20 is 80. So change in quantity demanded is 80, and change in price, initial price is 10 rupees and reduced price is 1 rupee. So P1 minus P2, so 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. So change in price is, and delta P is 9. So in that way, we can calculate the price elasticity of demand. So for example, if you got the value like 1, it is a unitary elasticity of demand. So depends on the value we got, we can classify the elasticity of demands also. We have some types of elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demands, like unitary elastic, relative elastic. So all those we can discuss in another video. So what is price elasticity of demand? It is a percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in its price. Income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand shows the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a good to a change in the income of the consumer. So, income elasticity of demand explains that how much percentage change in income of the consumer leads to how much percentage change in quantity demanded. So, this we can put it in a formula. Here, EY means elasticity of income, is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. So we must divide the change in quantity demanded with the change in income. So this we can write it as change in quantity demanded divided by initial quantity demanded into 100. So percentage change in quantity demanded we can write in a way that change in quantity demanded divided by initial quantity into 100. So this we can write it as Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q1. So change in quantity demanded means, for example, Q2 means the present quantity demand. Q1 means the previous quantity demanded divided by Q1. Q1 means initial quantity. So initial means previous quantity. So if you divide Q2 minus Q1, the change in quantity demanded with the initial quantity, then you will get a value. And Y2 minus Y1 divided by Y1. Y2 minus Y1 means change in income divided by initial income. Change in income means, this is Y2 means the present income of the consumer, and Y1 means the previous income of the consumer. So this we divide with Y1, that means initial income. Initial income means previous income of the consumer. So then we will get a value. So when we divide these both, we will get a value, and depends on that value we can classify the which type of elasticity it belongs to. So finally, the formula which is used to calculate the value is this one, delta Q by delta Y into Y1 divided by Q1. Cross elasticity of demand. So before going to explain cross elasticity of demand, what is cross demand? So in previous videos I explained what is cross demand. Please check all those videos. So cross demand refers to when the price of X commodity in relation to the quantity demanded of Y. So when there are any changes in the price of good X, then it leads to change the quantity demanded of Y. So when X and Y are substitutes. So this cross elasticity of demand only explains that it has a cross elasticity for X and Y commodity. So what is X and Y commodities? They are substitute goods. What are substitute goods? Tea and coffee are substitute goods. And we can take another example like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Both companies are substitute companies. So the cross elasticity of demand is defined as the proportionate change in quantity demanded of good X to a proportionate change in the price of good Y. So cross elasticity of demand explains that how much percentage change in price of the good Y leads to how much percentage change in quantity demanded of good X. So for example, the price of like the when price of the coffee increases, it leads to increase the tea's demand. So this is called cross elasticity, cross demand. So elasticity means how much percentage change in price leads to how much percentage change in quantity demanded. So this has also a formula. So EC means cross. So elasticity of cross demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded of good X divided by percentage change in the price of good Y. So when we discussed uh, the price demand and income demand, so we take only one variable, one commodity. But in cross elasticity of demand, we took two commodities. So we took two commodities. X and Y are two goods, two commodities. So when we converted this thing into the formula, change in quantity demanded of good X divided by original quantity demanded of good X into 100 divided by change in price of good Y divided by original price of good Y into 100. So EC is equal to delta QX divided by QX. So delta QX means change in quantity of X commodity. So change in quantity of X commodity means Q2 minus Q1. Here Q2 means the present quantity demanded for X commodity minus the previous quantity demanded, divided by QX means here initial quantity demanded of commodity X. So initial quantity demanded means the previous quantity demanded of good X divided by delta Py divided by Py. Delta Py means here change in price of Y commodity. Change in price of Y commodity means P2 minus P1. P2 means the present price of the commodity minus P1 means the previous price of the commodity divided by Py. Py means initial price of the Y commodity. So initial price means the previous price of the commodity Y is equal to delta Qx divided by delta Py into Py by Qx, and this is the final formula, delta Qx divided by delta Py into Py by Qx. Then you will get a value. So this is called cross elasticity of demand. Thank you.